Melanie. I'm Simon. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How's it going?
Good.
I think I got myself in trouble, so I'll fill the bath with bubbles. Then I'll put the towels all away.
What was the first color that you dyed your hair, and how old were you?
A color meaning unnatural or natural?
Like straight up first time you dyed your hair a color that wasn't your natural
Okay,
hair.
so the first time I ever bleached my hair was
Okay.
half of my head. That was when I was 16, I think. And the reason why was because I wasn't allowed to bleach my hair. And I was watching 101 Dalmatians. And I remember like telling my mom, like, I'm gonna dye my hair like Cruella de Vil. And she's like, no, you're not, you're lying. Like, she thought I was kidding. And I went to the salon like the next day and I called her like from the chair. I was like, I'm doing this, like, I'm just letting you know. And she was like, yeah, okay. And I come home and like she only sees like this half of my face.
Okay.
So she thought that she was like, oh, like, all right, yeah. And then I turned around and she freaked out. And she didn't talk to me for a week. She literally did not talk to me for a week.
What was the first time that you smoked weed? I'm like, what happened?
I was just like with my friend and I was like very like against smoking weed. Like I was like not about it. And then I don't know, I was just like with my friend and we were just like in her boyfriend's like room and she had like a bong. She had like a bong in his room or whatever and I was like, I don't know, I just like smoked weed. It was like, I don't know, I was just like tried it and I had never tried it before and it like I just didn't get high at all. So like, yeah, that was
like,
oh,
this is
it was a very lame experience. It wasn't cool, there was no real story.
Did you like do like plays and like act out things for your parents, like put on shows for them or anything?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like, what kind of stuff would you do?
Me and my cousin would dress up in my mom and my aunt's clothes and we would put makeup on and we would just like dance for everyone. I was like really shy for like a certain amount of my life. Like when I actually like found out that I really liked singing and I wanted to like really like work on that, I didn't sing in front of my parents. I would like lock myself in the basement and like put on the same like velvet dress and like would sing for like hours and like they couldn't go downstairs, they couldn't bother me. Like I was very like, get away from me.
And what would you sing back then?
Like Brandy, like The Boy Is Mine, Brandy and Monica was like my jam.
Describe your best childhood birthday party.
I don't know if I remember my best childhood birthday party. Like I don't think.
There was a photo on your Instagram where like you were like very young.
Oh.
There was like a Barney
Oh my god, yeah,
maybe.
my third birthday party was crazy. Yeah, that wasn't the best. That was the worst, actually. That was literally the worst birthday party I probably ever had. But I loved Barney so much as like a baby and like a kid, and like my parents thought it was a really good idea to have Barney come to my third birthday party, but it was just like a really like, it was like a sketchy Barney. Like it didn't look like, he wasn't like a real like professional Barney. It was strange. It was strange. I was just like cried hysterically and all I remember, like that was probably the earliest memory that I like have, and I remember just like wanting to jump out the window. Like just like I was so scared and like hysterically crying. I just wanted to like leave. I just wanted to jump out the window. I thought that that was gonna be okay. Like I was, I don't know.
What was your biggest fear as a child?
Probably the dark.
Just the dark?
Yeah. I wasn't really scared of anything except for the dark, and I still am to this day.
What's the movie that you watched the most amount of times in your life?
I don't know, when I was younger it was like Pinocchio and like Space Jam, and then like like those two, or probably like Chucky. Like for some weird reason, I've watched Chucky an insane amount of times.
Crazy.
That was the first like moment like I was like allowed to watch a scary movie because my older cousin was babysitting and like he was just like watching me and my younger brother, and he like let me watch Chucky for some reason, and I was like shouldn't have been watching Chucky, but it was hysterical because like now like I love dolls, but that was like the first like introduction to dolls, and like in that way, and it scared the shit out of me for a while. Yes.
What was like the first toy that you, I guess like, yeah, that you really grew attached to?
When I was a kid, I had this Barney banjo I really loved, and now as an
And you
adult,
don't still have it? Because I know you do collect a lot of
Okay,
toys.
so I don't have the one from when I was younger, but a fan found out that it was my favorite toy when I was younger and brought it to like a meet and greet at a show in San Diego, and I was freaking out.
That's dope.
It was like the most amazing moment ever.
That
it was
is incredible.
Yeah.
What was the first song that you learned to play on guitar?
I don't know what the first song that I played on guitar. I think like the first time I ever played guitar, I like tried writing. Like I didn't really like learn like a song. I think I just like tried to like, I don't know, like hear notes and like write to it. I know I like wrote my first song ever like really on guitar, and I can't even remember what that was called or what it sounded. It probably sounded like shit, to be honest with you, but I don't know. I'm like trying to think of what I like liked playing on guitar when I was younger. It's really hard to remember. Was
there a certain song that like you wrote and you were like, huh, this was actually like good. I'm proud of this, and I mean, like, kind of instilled some confidence in you.
I think I really, like when I was writing at first, I feel like every single song that I wrote kind of gave me confidence because it was like getting better and better, and I was like growing, and I could see that, and that like made me more excited than like actual individual songs. Like I was just like excited that like I was like writing more and more every day, and like it was getting better.
You were noticing progression.
Yeah, and that made me more excited than like a specific song.
What was your clothing style like in high school?
It was ridiculous. It was so stupid. I had so many phases in high school and like middle school even too. Like I was definitely like the first girl in my like school and like middle school to wear makeup. Like it was so weird. People would like call me a clown and stuff when I would come to school with like lipstick. I would like hide it from my mom, and then I would like wash it off before I went home, and like.
Do you remember the first time that you remember playing in front of a crowd, like I guess your first show?
It's weird because like I have like memories of like specific shows that I did before, like I went on The Voice, but The Voice was probably the biggest like crowd that I've ever been in front of, and then like also was on TV, so it was like even more like just like crazy as like a 16 turning 17-year-old. Like it was like strange for me, but that was probably the biggest in that.
Biggest grouping, okay.
Yeah, and it was really scary, for sure.
Well, it's very nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Best of luck.
Thanks.
Cool.
And then we put it on our heads. But it's a little bit harder sometimes.
I'm really trying to forehead. I feel like I have a really flat forehead.
But it's harder when it's like flat and it doesn't have the little
like wine glasses have a little like rounder.
Right.
But that's good. And then you can like walk around after a while. It's very,
yeah.